Today, this video is gonna be based on how you clean a tub stopper. You get to a point where your tub is draining slow and you're wondering why your tub is doing that. The first thing you do before you call a plumber or anybody else that you would have to pay, you go ahead with these three simple tools. You can go ahead and then try to figure the problem out yourself. These tools right here, you won't have to worry about it. The only time you're gonna have to worry about this tool is if you're replacing the whole stopper itself. But what we're gonna show you two ways. One way just to clean the inside by removing the stopper itself, which is this part where it go up and down. Okay, and the second part that I'm gonna show you is basically when you have to remove the whole unit itself. So basically, again, this part right there, if you're just cleaning it, you don't need to use this. So we're gonna put this on the side. Basically, what you're gonna use is these tools right here and a flat screwdriver. That's basically what you're gonna do. So your water is draining slow. You're gonna push that down because you need to grab this and turn it, loosen it up, and this part will come off. And with the screwdriver, you insert it and you unscrew this. Remember, you have to hold the bottom down so the whole thing doesn't turn at the same time. Once you loosen this up, then you'll be able to take the whole thing out. And then this is, now mine is basically clean, as you can see, because I keep it clean. But this is another thing too, what you're gonna use if you see debris like here and whatever that might be at the bottom of here, and you can just use that to clean that out. And as you running your water to make sure you clean, and you can actually pour a little bleach in there, and it's really help. And after you've done that, then you put everything back together and you go ahead and do that. Now the second thing with this tool that I mentioned earlier is if you have to replace this whole thing, if this thing is very rusty, and sometimes you see this little bracket, if one of them actually broke, because if this thing is still old and rusty, you're gonna find, it depends how old is the house, it depends how long ago, how old is this thing. So anyway, if you have to replace this is a tool that you can get this at Lowe's, Home Depot, and I believe you can get it from other hardware parts store. The big part cannot fit in there. Okay, that's for something else, other jobs. Is the small part. Put that in there and lock. Okay, then you get a screwdriver, insert it. Okay, you insert the screwdriver right here, and you put a little muscle in there. And again, it depends how old this is. If you have to replace it, and which means if you're gonna use this tool, so therefore your option is to replace that, because eventually the seal, the rubber that's underneath this, a lot of time you're gonna have to replace it. So before you do this, make sure you get a new rubber or a new seal, or make sure you get a new tub stopper. Once you insert this, put this around it and put a little pressure or a little bit elbow grease and loosen this up. Once you loosen it up, then you can go ahead and use your hand and then to put it back together is basically the opposite. So we're done with this. By installing this, same way, put that back in, and that's your little bolt. Put it back in there, and you can install it with by hand. Then you use the little screwdriver. Don't over tighten it. If it's tight, that's good. Then you put that back in there. And you don't have to use the same tools when you use to take this out, because you do not want to over tighten this. Then, and a lot of time, you basically the third option to replace your tub stopper besides cleaning it is basically this part right there would not stay up. So you see how you put it up and it stay up so the water can drain? It will get to a point where whatever's going on with it, you were trying to pull it up, it would just drop down. So that would tell you that it's time to replace the whole unit.